Everyone's favorite competition, the UEFA Europa Conference League, is back with the knockout playoff round, and with this great competition, you get interesting matchups. Larnaca taking on Dnipro 1, Braga against Fiorentina, Bodø Glimt against Lech Poznan. So we're going to get into all the predictions in this video. Give your predictions in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And further ado, let's get into the predictions. So the first matchup of the 8, it is Qarabag taking on Gent. As we saw, Qarabag are no joke in the Europa League. Very good counter-attacking side. Now they have lost Owusu, but we still see the likes of Vesovic in the team. So Qarabag, they ain't no joke. They're a very good team. For Gent, they score for fun and concede for fun in 2023. And if Kupras, who was great in the group stage of the Conference League, if he can keep up that good form, Gent might have a chance. But I'm going to go with Qarabag. Even though they have lost Owusu, I think Qarabag will advance in this tie. The second matchup, it is Trabzonspor taking on Basel. After being Turkish League champions last season, Trabzonspor's season has been below par. Now, they can fully focus on the Conference League because the Turkish League is not going as well as it should be. With Gomez and Trezeguet up top, Trabzonspor are going up against a very, and I mean very poor Basel side. So I would expect Trabzonspor to win, but Basel are an absolute free fall. They are only 3 points off the relegation zone in the Swiss Super League. They're going to need Zakiri to replicate his form that he showed in the group stage of the Conference League. But I mean, Basel, they got to focus on the Swiss League. This is a good opportunity to advance, obviously, further in Europe, but I still see Trabzonspor winning this tie. The third matchup, it is Lazio taking on Cluj. Sarri's side are improving, but we've seen ups and downs with Sarri's side. You know, they go away to Midtjylland and get absolutely embarrassed. They draw at home with Sturm Graz, so you don't know what to expect with Sarri's side. But, you know, they got so much quality. Pedro, Milinkovic-Savic, Luis Alberto. I would expect Lazio to win this game. Cluj will look to keep this a very low-scoring game. They're not going to try and outscore Lazio. They're not going to do that. They only conceded 5 goals and scored 5 goals in the Conference League group stage. They're going to try and deploy those same tactics again against Lazio to advance in this tie. But I expect, but I wouldn't be shocked if Lazio do not advance, but Lazio to advance in this tie. The fourth matchup, it is everybody's Cinderella story from last year. Bodø Glimt going up against Lech Poznan. Bodø Glimt, man, they're going to have to try and replicate what they did last season in the Conference League and make it to the quarterfinals. But they've lost 2 key pieces, in my opinion. Samsted, who left, and Heiken. Heiken, of course, the goalkeeper, who was very key for them in their success. They have both left the club. But if there's one thing you don't do, that's underestimate Knudsen and Bodø Glimt. Because you write them off, and they come again. Lech Poznan, we know the informed striker, Isak, and Karlstrom in the midfield. The thing here for Poznan is, they have the first leg away in Bodø Glimt. Do not get embarrassed. If you lose 2-1, that's perfectly fine. We have seen Bodø Glimt are unbeatable at home in Europe in the last couple of seasons. When you go back to Poznan in the second leg, that's where you can win this tie. This is actually quite difficult to call, because I think Lech Poznan proved in the group stage that they are a tough team. But I'm still going to go with Bodø Glimt and Knudsen just a little bit to advance in this tie. The fifth matchup, it is Braga taking on Fiorentina. Probably the biggest game of the knockout playoff round. Braga, who of course just lost Vitinho, who went to Marseille, a fantastic striker, so they're going to have to fill that void. Well, they still got the likes of Ricardo Horta. And Braga have been a very entertaining team to watch this year, so you cannot underestimate them. They just beat Benfica in the Portuguese Cup. Just shows you, even though they lose key players, Braga are still a very good team. As for Fiorentina, Fiorentina are struggling big time this year. They've made it far into the Coppa Italia. They're in the semifinals. Their league form is atrocious. They are currently 13th in the Serie A. They can't keep a clean sheet. They simply cannot get goals from their strikers, whether it's Cabral or Jovic. So they're going to have to sort themselves out. And in this tie, I'm going to go with Braga to advance. The sixth matchup, it is AEK Larnaca taking on Dnipro 1. AEK Larnaca are having a great season again in the Cypriot League, currently first place and are unbeatable at this moment. And we saw in the Europa League group stage, they ain't no joke. They gave tough games to Fenerbahce and Stade Rennes. Trikovski, of course, was dangerous every time he plays. So AEK Larnaca are having a great season and they'll be looking to go far in the Conference League. Dnipro 1 struggled at times in the group stage, so they're going to have to look at their strike. A familiar name to the Ukrainian national team, Artem Dovbyk. So I would still go with AEK Larnaca to advance in this tie, but we have seen as well, Dnipro 1 are a tough team, but AEK Larnaca to advance. The seventh matchup, it is Sheriff Tiraspol taking on Partizan Belgrade. This is not the same Sheriff that we have known for the last couple of years that obviously went to the Bernabeu and won, but they just don't score enough goals. They simply don't. They're going to have to look at the likes of Rashid Akambi, who scored in the group stage of the Europa League, and obviously they're in the same group as Manchester United, Real Sociedad, so they were the best of the rest, instead of those two. But Sheriff are just, they're not that same team anymore. They just lost so much quality over the last couple of years. However, Partizan, we've seen they kind of have ups and downs this season. Partizan just lost 4-0 to Novi Sad in the Serbian league at home. That might be one of the most embarrassing defeats ever for the club. This is a good time now, because now you have the Conference League coming up. You have to raise your game against this Sheriff side. At least the second leg will be in Belgrade. So I'm going to slightly go with Partizan Belgrade to advance in this tie. And the last matchup, it is Ludogorets taking on Anderlecht. Watching Ludogorets in the Europa League group stage, because obviously my team AEK were playing against them, this is a very good team. Maybe they don't have the quality, but you just see when they're in transition, they're very dangerous. Attacking wise, they have a lot of good, skillful players who can take on the defenders. So that's something, a worry for Anderlecht fans if you're watching that. This is no joke, this Ludogorets side. Anderlecht are struggling a lot this season. Ever since Vincent Kompany has left, it's just gone downhill. They just don't have that quality. They're trying to mesh youngsters with older players. So Vertonghen at the back. Anderlecht are really underperforming to what the standards should be. So I'm going to go with Ludogorets to advance in this time. There you have it, people. The Conference League knockout playoff round predictions for you all. It's been a great competition. I think it's one of the bright ideas UEFA have given to us in a very long time, because we all are critical of UEFA. So let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And until next time, and see you in the next video. Adios.